Welcome to the 82nd devlog for Lazr. It's been a while. In this update, we'll take a look at how Lazr has been rebalanced, redesigned, and translated into 9 languages. There have been massive changes, and we have a lot to cover. So let's get into it, starting with a new game. The intro has been redesigned to better explain some core game mechanics and better introduce the plot's cast and motive. We'll talk more about artifacts later, but for now I'll say the randomizer gives the player 20 random artifacts. This is a nice way to introduce players to artifacts and gives them a bunch to play with for free so they can get used to what they do. Artifacts are consumable power-ups that can be purchased and found. Now let's play Mission 1, which has been redesigned. Yeah, I didn't mean to die. Let's actually beat this boss now. So this is entirely new. It's a mission complete screen that rewards random credits based on a Mario 2 slot machine type of mechanic. It needs a bit more work. I'd like the slots to spin faster, for example. Now let's take a deeper look into artifacts. The artifact shop has been redesigned and now features 6 artifacts for purchase. Extra Life is as advertised and automatically refills the hero's health upon death. Overshield absorbs 5 damage. Flight allows the hero to fly, but expires when they land or climb. Bribe removes any wanted status caused by committing a crime. Barrier Switch spawns a switch that will open or close laser barriers. And finally, my favorite artifact, Overdrive, which slows down time and speeds up movement and laser firing rate. This allows players to engage in combat with many enemies at once and do some pretty overpowered things. We'll see examples here in a bit. When we land, flight expires and returns to just being dash. Now we'll use an overshield. There's a bug here. The cops shouldn't be spamming that radio sound effect.
That's right. 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 That's right.
So that's what happens when you fight the law in-game. City locations have been improved. Instead of just one level, now there are many levels that connect non-linearly. There's also a new punching bag and radio to play with. Doors have been improved and can now lead to other levels in a two-way connection. Slopes have been added, and there are various ways to exploit their sloped nature, such as sliding down them on your butt. Some places in Alpha City aren't friendly. Maybe don't break into people's homes. Also, when the hero dies in a city level, they respawn at home. But if the hero dies on a story level, they will respawn at the start of the story level. Anyway, let's explore outside our apartment and stop bothering our neighbors. These things are new. I call them kiosks. Basically, they zoom out and frame a level landmark and display some text about it. This allows me to better introduce landmarks and their function. This one, for example, explains where to save your game, how air bikes work, and what the garage does. It's also translated into 9 languages, such as Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. We also have Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, German, and French. I just love spinning this thing around. Anyway, I wanted to show off the translated mission titles on the story spiral. This translation undertaking affected so many different parts of the code and game. In order to put out a release soon, I trimmed all the other missions out of the game for now. They will return. Now I want to show off the title screen translations. This involved designing the Lazr logo in several languages and making those designs fit into roughly the same area. So yeah, that's the major changes and improvements made to Lazr. I didn't cover the smaller changes because there's just too many. This video would be very long. Now I'd like to talk about goals and targets for the next update. I want to redesign Mission 2 Skylab. The theme is great and I think there's a lot of fun stuff to explore here. The existing boss fight is really fun but needs some design changes. Speaking of boss fights, I'm going to make the first boss easier. I'd also like to improve the mission complete screen. I talked about that a little bit earlier. And I'd like to add 2 new city locations to the fast travel screen. The Thunderdome, which we all know and love, but with some changes. And I'd like to add the Red Dragon Casino. This is a casino owned and operated by a Chinese gang in the city, which means I need to design a Chinese gang too. And this speaks to a larger design goal. I want to start expanding the game's culture to include all the languages the game supports. We already have an English gang, the Lords, along with many English locations. I think it would be cool to have Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, German, and French gangs, and locations, and holograms, and graffiti. There's a lot I'm planning, and it's going to be really cool. Thanks for joining me on the journey of creating Lazr. I know it's taken a long time, trust me, I know, I can feel it in my hands. But I'm going to keep working on it till it's done. I'll see you in the next update.